Okay, I'm still in the reading area because I also wanted to go over with you all some of the worksheets that you guys have for this week in your reading packet. The very first worksheet on reading packet week number 6 is this one right here called What's That Character Perspective? The word perspective means how someone sees something, how they view an event. So you're gonna pick the main character in the story. You guys remember who the main character is in the story Salt? You're right, Ivan. Ivan, the youngest son, who his dad called Ivan the Fool, but then he proved himself to be amazing, right? You're gonna pick a character and you're gonna write that character's name down there where it says character. So we're gonna pick Ivan. So I'm gonna spell Ivan again with a capital I, and I'm gonna write his name down at the bottom. You guys can pause this video while you're writing Ivan right there above his name. Ivan was one of the most amazing characters in the story. Then the next thing we're gonna fill in this is right here, the title of the story. You guys all know the title of the story is Salt. So we're gonna write Salt, and we're gonna put quotes around it because it's a title, or you could have underlined it. So you're gonna put Salt and Ivan. Now we only have 3 areas we have to fill in on this worksheet. You're gonna fill in next the big event. Let's take something that happened in the story, some big event. You can pick any event you want to. You do not have to pick the event I'm picking. But if you want to, you can pick the same one I'm picking. You can pick anyone in the story. There were so many cool events in this story, especially because it was an imaginative narrative story. But I'm gonna pick the event where he put the salt in the king's food. Remember when he kind of snuck and he went behind the cooks and they didn't even know? They knew he was around, but they didn't know what he was doing. So you're just gonna write here, he snuck salt into the king's food. Now you might be wondering, why do we do these worksheets about the story that we read? And the reason why we do these worksheets is to help you with your reading comprehension. So that when you read a story, you don't just immediately forget it and think nothing about it. It's helping you understand the elements and part of a story. So right here where you have big event, you're gonna put, he snuck salt into the king's food. This was one of my favorite events in the story because I wasn't sure what was gonna happen next. I didn't know whether something good was gonna happen or whether something scary was gonna happen. So when we have 2 thoughts Ivan was having, I'm sure we can easily pick some things that he was thinking. So now we're gonna go down to the first thought bubble. What was something Ivan was thinking? Why was he putting salt into the king's food? Well, the first reason is because he wanted the king to taste how delicious salt was so that he would buy the salt from him. So we can put here, he wanted the king to know how delicious the salt was. And you guys have more room than me because I'm writing really big with a marker. And you can put, so he would give Ivan silver and gold. He wanted the king to know how delicious the salt was, so he would give Ivan silver and gold. Now there's another thought that the character had too. Here, Ivan, he also was probably thinking, man, I hope I don't get in trouble by the king and get caught. Because remember when he first came before the king, he fell down and he's like, I'm sorry, king, I'm sorry. So he was kind of also worried. So we can put here, he was worried that he would get caught by the king. So there's 2, we have the title of the story, the big event, the character, and there's 2 thoughts that that character had about that main event. Now what I want you guys to do is get really, really good at learning how to do these sheets all on your own. That after you get done reading a story, it is your thoughts and your ideas and you're remembering what you read and you can come up with your own sentences. The next worksheet on here, I'll talk about that one too, is called Problem Path. So I'm not gonna do this one for you because I want you guys to get really good at doing this one on your own. Also, we'll talk about it in the live, I'm sure, this week. And then after that, you just have your vocabulary quiz and your reading test. I just wanna talk about this real quick. What you need to do again is write the title of the story, which is Salt. And then here, what is the main goal of Ivan? Like, what did he want to accomplish? What problem came about? How did he solve the problem? And does the solution help the character achieve their goal? So there's 4 questions you have to answer, but mainly it focuses on what was the problem in the story and how was that problem solved? Because most of the time in a fiction story, there's always going to be some kind of drama or some kind of problem, and then how the characters solve that problem, okay? You guys see if you can fill in that sheet all on your own. Again, the reading test is this week. You're gonna love, again, reviewing this story. It's a really fun story. You guys have an awesome week reading Salt one more time and read it at night. It'll really help you with your test.